375 Alive, talking things they love, talking of the toys from the stars above. Join Dave of the Dead and Ryan Speaks Geek as they keep 375 alive.
Boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Bad blah blah, bad blah blah. Love it.
Hopefully we are free from any issues this week.
Yes, welcome to 375 Alive live, and hopefully not as jarring as before. Sky seemed to sort out the stuff. I redid my internet stuff, so hopefully that's okay. If it cuts out any point, I have a backup, so I've got bases covered, I think. But yes, welcome to 375 Alive. All the more things. I am Ryan Speaks Geek, and this is
Dave of the Dead, and I'm just going to do a quick mic check. Can you hear me? Because last week I spent half the video with my mic halfway up my head. So good.
I thought it was a very fashionable antenna. I thought that's what you were going for, like the whole like big as look. But I still think we should have a thing which introduces our names. I mean, mine's Ryan Speaks Geek, but yours really should have like a guitar, and it should be just like, you know, Dave of the Dead. Wow.
I'll work on that. Maybe not for next week, but I'll take away some homework once this Maul show is done and dusted for May, because there's not going to be a lot to do in May, is there? So it's not like we've got films coming out and May the 4th goodness, and
it should be a quiet May.
How are you? You had a good week so far?
Yeah, not bad so far. Better now that the internet's working. Feeling a bit more alive, but bit tired. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. I won't lie, I had a bit of PTSD over from last week. Wasn't sure how today was gonna go, but we're here, we're live. If there's anyone in the comments, say hi. Come chat with us, come hang. We are talking Maul Shadow Lord, and we're gonna throw in some 375 goodness along the way. Talking vintage collection, retro collection, wish list items from this show, and and we want to hear your input as well. Hey Jez, how you doing? Hope you've got us on. Well, you won't have us on double speed this time, so yeah, cool, good to see you.
And also we have got our good friend Dean.
Hello Dean, you all right?
Hello there.
Maybe you've got two screens on.
I'm sitting there doing like the double thing. I'm sitting there going like I'm switching like between two. No, 2 times this time. This is good.
Cool.
But so brief recap of what happened last week. The internet died. We somehow muddled through. We talked over each other because we didn't know we were talking at the same time. I disappeared, then I came back. Dave was there. Dave disappeared and Dave came back. It was an absolute disaster, but as we do in a very English fashion, we just muddled on our way through. But this week it should be plain sailing, and I've just doomed the show completely. So
it's gonna be a real short trip if not. So yeah.
One thing, I'm going to be nerdy for a minute before we jump into the episodes.
Please do.
I wanted to show off because obviously it's all the Maul things. Other Maul things. So I wanted to show off my random collection of Maul tins that I have laying around the room. So my first one is a Lego one, which has the eyes there, and these were just staring at me in the first episode. So if I line them up nicely, you can see. At last we reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we'll have revenge. But yeah, nice little Maul tin there. It's just, I love how it's that limited edition box. Like everyone doesn't have enough boxes and tins laying around. Don't know about anyone else, but as a collector, I find myself going, that would be useful to put weapons in or something like that, and then I end up with 50 billion tiny containers.
Did that come with is that Lego magazine that those?
It did come with Lego magazine.
Very nice.
Next thing I got laying around is this used to be full of gummies when the 91 film came out. There was an Anakin one, a Darth Maul one. There was also one that was smaller with the half Maul on top. This has now just got random screws and bits in, which that's from my actual childhood. And the last one, this is truly bizarre. came from a Christmas cracker because there were Star Wars Episode 1 Christmas crackers that I did get that year. And one of the things in it was this very fashionable little tin. It's very nice. So there are all my Maul tins. Sorry. So I finally got them. They've been sitting around, and now they can go back into the shelves and hang around into oblivion.
Well, I've got nothing to bring to this. You've seen all my Maul figures. I've got nothing outside of Maul action figures. So yeah, I did not buy into the merch and the hype in 1999. I was watching The Matrix in South Park and chasing girls and drinking in the park. So yeah.
Sounds like the perfect time to be talking about Maul, really. I mean, if anything.
Well,
Maul's been doing a lot of chasing of girls as well.
he has, yes. All right.
That was
and on that note,
creepier than it meant to sound. Let's go in for episode 5.
So 5, Inquisition. Okay, so we left with the Star Destroyer looming over the city. We see LAATs, the gunship, HasLab gunship. Somehow MSM return, yeah. Lots of gunships, lots of HasLab beauties.
Yes.
And shuttles, and we see the TK troopers, sort of like what would have been like phase 3 clone armor, like the prototype stormtrooper.
Yeah. I did make that was one of my first notes was early phase stormtroopers and gunships. Because those great gunships where they started making more like grey and very dull colors, and they're basically the same design, which is really cool because obviously, like you said, HasLab's coming out. I'm surprised. I think it's in some ways it's almost a shame because I feel like they would have redone the mold that they've done so many times before for this. If this was released years ago, we would have got a brand new one. We would have got an Imperial gunship.
Could have had an Imperial one, yeah.
Because now the HasLab one's coming out, they won't do that.
No. I mean, you're getting different stickers, aren't you, with the HasLab? You're getting different panels and things, so you can have different versions of it, but not an all white or an all grey sort of Imperial version. I might stick some stormtroopers in it regardless, though, because I love that. I love that look of them. So yeah.
It did look good, and I love the nods to Ralph McQuarrie with the design of that that stormtrooper armor. It's so good. It's such a clever idea. I mean, they introduced that concept in Rebels, where a lot of the designs for the vehicles and troopers were based on the Ralph McQuarrie designs, and they were like, right, we're going to use those designs as like the in between clone and Empire, like Republican Empire. And I just think it's such a great use. I'm glad they've carried it on. It also answers a little bit more about the timeline as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it sort of
places it then.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing a sort of rewatch of Bad Batch at the same time now as Maul. So I'll do the Maul episodes and I'll stick a couple of Bad Batch episodes on, and they're kind of very much in the same sort of period in that early Empire sort of phase. And Vader's at the gunship. Well, yeah. I mean,
I would want to see Vader riding on the top part of the gunship, like lightsaber forward, cape billowing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah.
Ride of the Valkyries playing as it descends into the scene. I will say as well, as per my custom, one of my actual first note from the episode was Droid Watch.
Oh, right. Okay. So who have we seen?
So I have seen, and this made me really happy because it's a personal favorite of mine from when I was a kid, and it's the sentry droid that was with the Imperial officer in the first scene. It's the little flying one, and it's slightly different design, but it's very much in keeping with the one that was in A New Hope with the Sand Troopers in the special edition in the 90s, which is obviously what I grew up with. And now, as for figure wise, that sentry droid has, to my knowledge, only had one figure. And it was included in the cardboard Cantina 3D diorama that Kenner did in the 90s. There was a sand trooper, and the slot that it had on its back, which you would normally put the backpack in, it had a L-shaped bracket, see-through plastic, which the droid then sat on. And I have got the droid somewhere. So if there's been, I mean, Dean will probably go, oh, actually, there was one released in. But Dean, correct me if I'm wrong. But no, I believe that is the only Imperial Sentry droid that's been released to date. The new Sand Trooper didn't have one, which disappointed me. but it was
The
cool to
newest
sit
one,
in this.
yeah.
No, and so that makes me happy and makes me a little bit hopeful that we might see a return of that droid in something that I want to talk about a bit later regarding 375. So yeah, there you go. There's the very first one for Droid Watch.
That's cool. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did clock the droid. It has had one more release. There was a Sand Trooper in the 375 Black Series, and then again in Vintage Collection. But I think that's the only one. Ah, there you go. Yeah. Sorry, Dean. Yeah, and you're hanging with the TVC gods, Ryan.
Right, guys. Obviously, I'm way out of my depth. I'll leave.
No, come back. I cannot do this without you, dude. But you're right, though. It's only apart from that one other figure. Like, yeah, it's definitely due another release. And yeah, I like you. I'd like to see a similar sort of design, like the off the shoulder sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the one oh there you go, VC1112. It's an older code, but it does check out. There you go. Okay, so yeah, there has been one, but we obviously, if it's that old, we are probably due an upgrade. And it was disappointing that it didn't then come with the newer one, because
No, it
I might have
didn't.
picked up one just to get the droid. Because obviously
It
I'm more retro vintage style is my bag.
would
But
be
yeah,
deluxe now if it came
yeah,
with a droid. But yeah, or just bring. I mean, we've talked about this in whether it's TVC or retro, just having accessory sets. Just put it all to check. Yeah, I
I hope
can't
he
make
hasn't knocked
mine dead.
everything off the wall. Like,
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, get it in retro as well. But
mm,
we'll come back to that. Yeah, and we get our first look at well, you called it. So yeah, like the Empire's been informed. So the first sort of named Imperial we see is Ryan have a spare. Oh, how
oh,
sweet is that?
Dean. And then a hero comes along in 3754. Dean, thank you so much.
Oh,
You
dude.
absolute hero. Thank you. Hey,
Aw,
Dean. That's made my day.
that's
The rest of the
really
show is
sweet.
just a bonus now. I'm super chuffed about that.
Oh yeah, should we just wrap it up now?
Yeah.
Ryan wanted to see a droid. He's getting a droid, and see you guys later. We do get a first look at Lieutenant Blake, the Imperial.
Yes.
Who, again, in true Empire fashion, he is an absolute arsehole. And yeah, comes across really well in that respect. So yeah, what was your take on seeing not an Inquisitor first, but seeing one of the Imperial's sort of officers?
I thought it was really interesting because it showed a real tonal shift. Because I remember when Rebels first came out, the Imperial officers and the Empire itself were almost done semi slapstick. So we
Yeah,
had like a Laurel and Hardy pairing of officers that ended up getting murdered when they were basically saying the kid show is dead. This is what it's like now. So it was quite nice this time. It felt menacing again. You had an instant dislike the way the character held itself. Like he was very sort of like proper officer, short back, like stiff shoulders. And the fact that he took the captain off, and that whole bit was like, sorry, the
oh
commander of like the whole
yeah,
precinct, I thought was so menacing. And it was also, let's be honest, just a dick swinging exercise. It was just to be like, here's my authority, don't mess with the Empire. So
yeah.
I think that was really good, really good.
Well, yeah. Talking. So Chief Kleiss is the police chief that you're referring to there, that she gets
Was
taken to interrogation. Was, yeah. So we don't see the interrogation, but thanks to shows like Andor that have really sort of fleshed out just how evil the Empire gets when it comes to sort of that interrogation thing. It's not just the ball droid and in his sort of quarters. Yeah, so you sort of you get that weight of just how serious this is, and obviously when they relay to Dawson that she's been transferred permanently, like she's not coming back. She is working on that water planet, building parts of the Death Star. I think Dean called. Did Dean
either
call it
that.
last week?
Yeah, it's either that or dead. But I also
Or
put
dead.
that there was, you
I
know,
just say that so blasé.
it's the Empire. Everything's blasé. I also put on that note actually that there was a lot of implied torture in there because when Lawson is in the room waiting, it zooms in on the table and there's almost like the finger scratch marks
Yeah.
on the table, and the way that it hangs on those and his reaction to them, I think sort of really implies that something really awful has happened. I've got a feeling they weren't there before,
Oh no.
and he's kind of like, "Oh, is this what's going to happen to me?"
And then that's when we see Marok for the first time, sort of coming over the shoulder
Yeah,
of Lawson. Good introduction.
amazing shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded
Obviously,
me of Aliens. When the head comes out the
yeah,
shadows.
yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, creepy."
Well, because obviously we've seen him in Ahsoka, but he didn't have any lines, and he goes out like a bit of a chump. Or he goes out for a second time like a bit of a chump, like with the green smoke. But yeah, so getting to see him in full inquisitorial mode, yeah, I'm kind of
um,
I like how they're doing these inquisitors. I will come back to a Rebels comparison at some point on this, like in the stream, but I'll save it for now. But yeah.
Okay. On the note of Morok, I have put another note about Morok, which is Morok in brackets voice creepy,
It's very creepy.
because
Yeah.
obviously we have had like you pointed out in Ahsoka, no lines. We had no idea what he sounded like. I
No.
kind of thought he wasn't going to talk in this. I watched a trailer for Maul Shadow Lord, but I only watched it once, and I tried to then avoid it afterwards because I wanted to have that full effect when I saw the show. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there was the bits in the trailer where he spoke, but this is the first time I had heard Marek speaking, and it's that creepy voice. It does sound a bit alien, so because we don't know what's under the helmet. So I'm going to assume he's not human.
Yeah.
But the voice wise, it was creepy as hell, and I don't think it's just because he's in a helmet. I think there is a very horrifying looking thing underneath that helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to hear it in my mind now, but I'm getting like the stranger sort of vibes from Acolyte with his voice, like sort of a gravelly, not Kylo Ren, but sort of more gravelly, sort of darker tone to it. Yeah, very menacing.
Very menacing.
Yeah, yeah, and this is what I want to see from the Inquisitors. I want to. I will do my Rebels comparison because when they show up in Rebels, they've got their flying helicopter lightsabers, and it's all a bit. I don't know. It didn't really feel like there needed to be that extra level between the Empire and Vader. Like he didn't need these sort of helicopter lightsaber wielding freaks. But yeah, now seeing them in the Tales series, and I guess Obi-Wan, and now this, like yeah, I'm ready for more. Thank you. Yes. All
Yes,
right.
absolutely. I mean, I've got my little. I don't know if I can get it in there, but so here in my desktop on this top floor, I took the cannon out and put it on top. I've got basically all my Inquisitors. That's close as I can get it.
Okay. Yeah.
This is really hard to control. There we go. So I've
You
got
got a
like
few
an
customers now.
Inquisitorius and a few custom extra officers and stuff.
Very cool.
But yeah, so I've got like I'm all up for adding more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we've got one in the show at the moment. There we can touch on where we think that will go at some point. Devon and Master Lizard, Master Ducky have a little chat back and forth. Devon's concerned for Maul when she sees the Empire, which is interesting.
Yes,
As they're planning their escape, she's like, "What about Maul?" And
definitely agree,
the
dude.
bang stews all around. Yeah, man. Like we'll get into like what how we think the show's going, but I mean, so far I think it's a hit. Yeah, it's slow. It's slower than some other shows, I guess, but I don't know.
I think they used to
I
call
want to
that
get
back
to
in the
know them.
day. I think they used to call that storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So
I might be misremembering, but obviously 90s and 80s kids here, you know, they used to do this thing called storytelling. They used to build suspense, explain the background, let things settle. Something didn't have to happen on screen every 3 seconds. It's an old technique, but again, it works out. It checks out.
a word on Two Boots, because now Two Boots has seen the Empire come down, and I think he was quite pleased at first. Lawson trying to explain why this isn't necessarily a good thing, and Two Boots is like, oh, they're efficient, they're bringing resource. What more could you want?
I have put my note for episode 5, Two Boots dash. I think he will have a redemption.
He needs one, doesn't he? I mean, if it didn't come through last week on my thoughts on Two Boots, he's still on the naughty step right now.
At the moment, he's still dead to you.
He's very much dead. Yeah. Sorry, I mean, he's lying dead on that naughty step. But yeah. Oh dear.
My next note is mind tricks don't always go the way they think it's going to.
Yes, I had a note for the mind trick. Yeah. Not a nice callback to the way Obi-Wan did it, but it wasn't the way Obi-Wan did it, was it? Wasn't that great?
No, because it makes sense. Because actually, I know it sounds really stupid, but I never thought about this. You're doing the mind trick on the person, so that person in front of you, you're doing the mind trick on. But if someone's standing behind you and watching you do it, they're just going to go,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" Oi,
Yeah, but I thought when
Clive, what are you doing? Check their ID.
But when Obi-Wan does it in A New Hope, like he's doing it, I assume he's doing it to the whole patrol. There's like 4 or 5 sand troopers around them, isn't there? Like on that in the land speeder.
There's at least a couple, yeah. So he must be
About the non-issue boots. He is, yeah. That's his line. The Empire, fine. Take away my boots.
Oh, that is a fantastic callback.
The Kessel. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's where 3PO gets his story from. The
Legend of Two Boots.
Two Boots. Yeah, there'll be a one-shot comic to show that story. But yeah, no.
I thought that escape sequence was pretty cool. Like I said, I like the fact they didn't go smooth. Like they did the mind trick, and then someone was like, "Actually, wait a minute, can I call back on that?" And then they had to chase after. And I did like the old disappearing into the lights trick. Always very nice.
Yeah. So yeah, the mind trick goes wrong. It goes south pretty quick, doesn't it? Again, a couple of things that Master Ducky says when he's talking about Maul. He says he seeks only to help himself, and Maul will never be our ally, which is quite a Sithy sort of take on things. That seems quite absolute, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was under the impression that only Sith deal in absolutes, but I'm beginning to question that. I think.
So obviously Devon's open to the idea of at least using Maul to help them in their fight against the Empire. How much free will do enforcement?
This was my argument last week. I think it was last week. In between my 4th and 5th freezing episode, I believe this was one of my points. Is that I am annoyed at Two Boots because I really like Two Boots, but that's just because, let's be honest, I just like the voice. It's Ruddy Two Boots, Jen. But I agree. Droids only have maybe a certain amount of free will. So how much is programming? How much is thing? Because that's his whole thing about following the procedure, follow the rules. But like I said, if they take those boots away, I feel like that's what's going to be the thing that turns him.
You think? Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I just would have thought there'd be some sort of, I don't know. His programming would have been sort of broken somewhere along the line, but I guess he's still in law enforcement, isn't he? So he probably has to uphold the law.
He's a law enjoyment agent. My next note is Mother is a true Empire convert. The way Riley's was it Riley?
Yeah.
His mother, like when they're talking, it reminded me a little bit. I don't know why of like the Galen Erso video.
The video, yeah.
But I know it was an actual call, not a video. But she just seemed very much like she's part of the Empire, like she's full on Empire. And I kind of now feel like that was the cause of hers and Lawson's split.
Oh yeah, I mean he's shady. He's got some shady friends, isn't he? Like, and something went down with his informant, which we'll
Mm.
get into in episode 6. But yeah, when you said the Galen Erso thing, like at the start of Rogue One, when is it Lyra is talking to Jin. There's a lot of character names to remember now, isn't there? And she's like trusting the Force. It was very much a trust in the Empire sort of speech, wasn't it? It's like, don't do anything to, just follow protocol. Everything will be all right. And
Remember, Papa Palpatine, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you're harboring Jedi or not. So be good for goodness sake. Hey. Yeah, I thought that was good, and I thought it was good that it sort of showed that she didn't have that much time. Like, even though her son's calling her the Empire, she still had to get back to work, and
yeah,
very much like, yeah.
yeah. No, good call.
Interesting, Duke. Point there. Couldn't figure out the background sounds in her transmission sounded familiar. What if it turns out, like, it said that she's part, at Coruscant. So, what if she's like one of the Emperor's aides or something like that?
Oh man, that high up, oh mate, jeez.
Darth Vader's personal assistant or something.
I would have thought she'd be like fairly entry level, because she seems quite naive at the moment, doesn't she? Like
At the moment.
at the moment, yeah. Well, yeah. Do you think we'll see more of her at some point?
I've got a feeling that there's going to be some characters taken to Coruscant.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
whoever at the end of episode 6, which we'll get to, whoever he's talking to, might bring the mother as leverage.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as a way to flush them out, to say, like, if you want to save your mother, then come,
Yeah.
come to us. Is my theory anyway. So I think the mother is going to come back into it. Like, I think she's going to be used as a bargaining chip to get them out of hiding. And I think Riley's going to balls up and then end up going out, because obviously it's his mother. So yeah, that's my guess. I think we will see her again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. The next thing I made a note of that I thought was really cool was Marok when he was going into the oh, sorry, that's a good point. True, she is just an empire. I agree. I think, yeah. I mean, I was joking about being Darth Vader's personal assistant.
That's not to say the ISB won't be involved. You said last week you probably see the ISB at some point, and that's exactly where they'll go, isn't it? Like, use the family connection to
100%
lure them out, and Marok.
Sorry.
Yes.
The sensing the Force echoes. It reminded me of Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. One of the things that Cal Kestis can do in part of the game, like collectibles, as it were, is you're finding these sort of like blue, sort of hazy bits, and when you go near them, press the button, triggers like a Force memory, and you hear the voices of it. And I felt very much like when he was going around there, it felt a bit like it reminded me of two things, weirdly: Force echoes, both video game related as well. Force echoes from Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Also, weirdly, of Halo ODST, which I don't think you would have played, but it was Xbox 360. It was a Halo game, but it was one where you would the character would, the way you triggered levels is that you had to go around the open world, and when you found items, you pick it up, and then it would trigger, and you would play the memory of that level. Effectively, that's the level, or like the thing attached, the story attached to that object and how it got to where it is in the open field. So very much reminded me of that. But I did really like the fact that it had that. It again, slower pace, deliberate moving.
That was really subtle as well. Yes, psychometry, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I wrote. Yeah, I wrote down that note and in Force Echo. But I only picked that up on a second watch. It was really subtle. I mean, I saw him obviously seeing the multiple lightsaber sort of scratches in the wall. So Cal Kestis has it. Quinlan Vos in Dark Disciple has it, and I'm sure it's alluded to in Ahsoka as well when she's sort of looking for Sabine. And but yeah, no, it's a really nice nod that they've sort of put it in a show like this. So yeah, cool. And we're seeing it from the dark side as well.
Yes, which I liked. I think that's the end of the episode.
Mm. Yeah, the episode finishes with Lawson coming home to find Riley harboring the two
Yes.
Jedi. So yes, so we've got the Jedi and we've got Lawson and his son all camped out in the little apartment. Yeah. So Ahsoka has it. Been picking
Oh,
up
see,
Jasper's.
Dean, I haven't got any yet, but
Oh.
I've been really tempted, and no, oh god, no, I can't. I can starting another collection, but Halo's such a big part of my sort of teenage years and early 20s.
I mean,
I've not long replayed them all.
you're all about 375 regardless though of faction, aren't you? Like you'll
Yeah.
mix Star Wars with all sorts. So yeah.
Oh, Master Chief will be fighting stormtroopers. If I do get him, he'll be running around the Death Star. I'll just say this though: A New Hope. If it was Master Chief instead of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker that had gone on to rescue Leia, that would have been a very different film. He would have blown that Death Star on his way out. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, do you want to do figs for the episode? Figure request for the episode?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in true 375 Alive fashion, we are sprinkling a bit of 375 goodness into our Maul show, and each week we are choosing a figure from each chapter to put in our dream wish list item, like a dream wave of figures, if you will. So we'll recap all the figures from previous shows in maybe the finale, because I can't remember what we
Because we'll have to go back and rewatch what we said.
and we will have to rewatch that live stream, which is still up on YouTube if you want to laugh for 45 minutes. Yeah, so my one pick from this chapter is it's a bit boring, but I mean, and there's not many characters to choose from at this point because it's quite a small show. But the TK Trooper, I want that TK Trooper, and it from Hasbro's point of view, it'll be an easy one to do, wouldn't it? Like, go as far as to say just a head swap. There's probably some variation in the armor, but head swap, get them out in 4-packs, get them out in 3-packs, put a shoulder pad on one of them, and pack one in with whatever environment or vehicle that may or may not come down the line. That's my pick. And I'm curious to hear, not just yours, Ryan, but anyone in the comments, let us know your 375 picks from this show or these chapters specifically.
Yes. Big fan of that. I actually, going to shock you now, mine is the same as yours and also Duke's. It is the TK Trooper.
Nice.
That was my pick. And my first thought was, and I was going to sort of expand on that on the second episode, but I might talk about it now. I think that is ripe for a white box 4-pack.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah. Get it out on a single card and then put it on a 4-pack.
One with a pauldron, 3 normal, or 2 normal, and since we're talking about it now, the pilot, because the pilot is the first time I might be wrong, but again, there's a lot of Star Wars now to remember.
There is,
but we saw that sort of TK pilot had a cross between the new Stormtrooper helmet in this series and the Clone Wars one. It has the breathing tube coming down.
Oh, so it is different.
It is different.
Yeah, I didn't clock that. So, brilliant. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. So we've got pilot variation. We've got a sergeant or whoever, and then some grunts. Brilliant. Yeah. So we
4-pack white box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
1 pilot, 1 commander, 2 troops.
Come on, Hasbro. You can do this. This is an easy win. An easy win.
And you can repaint it in all kinds of colors and say it's from different series or different squads.
Yeah. I mean, they've shown up in the Bad Batch as well. They will, if Disney keeps bringing out shows in this era, which, I mean, there's still, it's a 20-year period, isn't it? So we'll probably see more of them at some point in other shows. So yeah, I'm surprised we haven't already done it. But yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm surprised we agreed on that. That's unusual for us to have the same pick on that one.
We matched in week 1. We had different choices for week 2, but we're back with the same one for week 3. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Chapter
So,
6.
chapter 6. Your first note?
So Night of the Hunted. Maul practicing his saber skills. We've not seen like a dark side user sort of training in that way, like just on their own, going through the moves, going through the motions. Like, yeah, it's nice because Maul's not been in it a whole lot in these across these 2 episodes, so it's nice that we just got some Maul time. We had a little tea party in chapter 3 or 4, was it? And
Yeah.
now we get some one-on-one training
I
with him.
thought as well, specifically the drum music that they used. I'm as you know, I'm a big one for how music is used in film and TV. Like that, you know, it means a lot to me. Like that's how, especially obviously being autistic, I use a lot of that sometimes for context. You know, I have to take in a lot of the things around me to try and get the context of the scene. The drum music that was used for this opening scene, I thought was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was borderline, it was sort of tribal, but it was sort of like, it was very much like a warrior preparing for the war ahead. I think it's what it made me feel like. It almost was like the march of the drums. And I thought as the practicing went on, the moves almost started becoming in time with the drums, which was really impressive for an animation to get that music cue so like perfectly lined up. But I just think that was it's actually weirdly one of my favorite scenes so far of the whole series, because I just thought it was just beautiful on its in its own right.
Yeah, it's the Kiners, isn't it, that have done the music again, and the music across all the shows, but particularly animation as well. Like it's been so good, and they everything from just like the odd sound effect that you hear and background noises. Like it's why I quite like rewatching these series, not just to get the story, but to go back and get those little music cues. Because I'm rubbish with them. I miss themes and things like that on a first watch. So yeah, I didn't pick up on the drums at all. So thanks for adding that in. So yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have the sport name,
Yeah.
Bodekin.
Yeah. Again, that was something I only picked up on the second watch, but yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Devon didn't seem too impressed with sports. She wasn't.
No.
She didn't seem very sporty.
So
yeah.
take that, world. Sometimes it's not about the jocks; it's about us nerds. One thing I just want to, because the stream's working today. Did anyone else think that the uniform that he wore was reminiscent of the original Tron film uniform when they're not all lit up? So basically, I saw it and thought Tron guy from
We're talking the
YouTube,
sport. We're talking the
Bodekin,
uniform. Yeah,
the
right.
Bodekin uniform,
Is that
really,
even the right word?
really,
Kit. Yeah.
yeah, Bodekin reminded me of the Tron original Tron outfits. Yeah, so I would just like to know if someone could just tell me I'm going mad, or if they agree with me. And actually, when there was a bit, I looked it up again today when he was in it, and he takes the hat off, and when he comes out the stadium at the very beginning of the 5th episode, again that thought came to me. It was just like, I'm just thinking Tron when I see it. So
I'll be
just
honest.
wanted to get that in.
If you've thought it or noticed it, there's probably someone in that team that's made it a conscious decision to do it. I would have thought. Yeah, or it's a happy accident. But yeah, got to come from somewhere, isn't it? So yeah.
Oh, thank you, Duke. I needed that.
Brilliant. Cool.
Needed that. So after Bodekin, my next note was about the phase 1 pilot brief glance at a new sort of headpiece. Also on Empire Watch, see if you really notice this, there was a new type of walker in the background.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see by your voice there. Do you agree?
Sorry, I had a mouthful of water. Yes, it is an ATAC. I didn't write down what it stood for, but we do see them in one episode at least of the Bad Batch. But again, probably about as much screen time as we got in Maul. But yes, we do get a new walker.
I think I saw two types of walker, because
Okay.
there's one, the one that's walking has like a thin gun sort of underneath, like the chin, almost under, very much like towards the bottom. There's one that's stationary, standing in the background, as you're looking at the screen, the back left, I think it is, and it was quite boxy and more like
Yeah.
square tube top, and it had a big cannon in the center.
Okay.
Is what it looked like. It had a big cannon, or it was just a big
Yeah.
circle. I don't know, but it
They
just,
could be.
and it
They
was
could
so
be.
brief, but it made me think it was different, because then when they cut to a scene of the other walker that was actually walking, that one seemed to have, like I said, like a much smaller cannon, but like right, like almost underneath the chassis.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like this Walker from Solo, but that's something
It
slightly different.
seems,
Oh, and the
yeah.
classic.
And you
Oh,
got the classic. Here's one I made
never
earlier.
bettered that one. They've never done a better version with the
Let's see if
walking
my walking
feature.
mechanism still works. It does. Yeah.
The fact that you can make it walk and stand without any issues whatsoever, and yet every modern version, maybe not the Power of the Force, every modern version that doesn't use that sculpt has trouble just standing up. So, yeah. Feat of engineering, Kenner, 1980, circa 1980.
Heck yes, the chicken walker lives to fight another day. Plus, you could put two troopers, one arm through each of the windows, so you could have two troopers hanging out the side with guns, and then you could have one out the hatch and one piloting. So I used to manage to get 4 on this bad boy.
Nice. That's impressive. I might have to try that with mine. Yeah.
Everyone's going to be sitting there playing with their ATSTs now.
Everything's just a little bit too far out of reach from where I'm sitting. While Devon and Riley are not talking about sports, Master Zaki is explaining to Lawson about the Jedi Purge, so giving him a bit more context around the Jedi, because obviously all the propaganda from the Empire is very much, against the Jedi. So yeah, getting a bit more of that backstory is good. And again, goes back to when Sam Witwer says you don't have to have seen any previous Star Wars to enjoy this series. Everything will be kind of, you'll get what you need to know when it comes. So yeah, getting that side of the story from the Jedi was a nice touch. And then Marek finds them pretty quick. They're not very good at hiding in this episode. I found they
No,
do a lot of
terrible.
running away. Marek finds the Jedi, breaks through into the apartment, and then the lightsaber battle commences in the kitchen.
All hell ensues. It's a good lightsaber fight. It's strong. Good use of force as well. I like seeing like lightsaber mixed with the force. I think ever since the final duel in Revenge of the Sith, I think seeing that mix of force and lightsaber together, I don't know why, I just think it's really cool. Or like when Yoda and Dooku start doing it, obviously at one point. One thing I did make note of, because at one point it very briefly cuts back to the Trade Federation style police precinct, is that Officer Point Break is alive. That is why I've nicknamed the blonde wavy surfer dude.
Oh right, yeah.
So Officer Point Break is alive, because obviously he was very much injured on that episode a few back. And Two Boots may change his mind after Boots being confiscated. That might be the character arc that turns it.
That was the point. Yeah, absolutely. He got a real dressing down, didn't he, by the lieutenant? So yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Totally. Do you think he'll do it? Do you think he'll remove his boots?
I think he will, but then I think when he has his redemption bit at the end, he'll put his boots on as like a sign of defiance.
Do you think they'll be in a locker somewhere, and like he just has to, when he sort of
Possibly.
suits up, ready for...
Or he'll come in with even bigger boots. And that's when we know. Yeah.
Above the knee job. Yeah. Okay.
Fresh, Ewok skin giant boots. With Wookiee laces. Two Boots, the Savager, and then suddenly he becomes a bounty hunter instead. But yeah, back to the rooftop scene though. Really cool. Love that. Oh, that's so annoying. I didn't think of that. That is good.
New boots.
That's right. Call me New Boots. Two Boots is dead. Yeah, the whole rooftop fight scene was awesome. I really like. I don't know why. There's something about those gunships having the hole in the side where the people can jump in. Just makes it so much cooler. Yeah. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna get like a comeuppance. I got a feeling Lawson or maybe even Two Boots will be the one to end him. Don't know.
Oh,
I just or
yeah.
Officer Point Break. It will shoot at him and then shoot his gun in the air and go ah.
No, it needs to be Two
Yeah.
Boots. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, this is for the boots, bitch.
Yeah. Two boots, two guns. Pow, 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 pow. Shot your mother flipping ass. And I thought the chase scene was awesome. The flight, like the flying chase scene.
Well, before we get to the chase, like Devon, like leaping on top of the LAT and actually like removing the trooper, out out of the cockpit. That was
By
that's
force.
awesome. Yeah, and then the chase that ensued, brilliant. Yeah, really cool.
The Jason shoes, great little crash landing. Great little bits of thing. The fact that Lawson made that shot to the pilot that made it crash, that was cool. But yeah, I just thought it was awesome. As I say, no notes, just cool.
There's a high body count in this, isn't there? I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
troopers are once again expendable.
Yeah, there's no stun. There's no set to stun on this one. This is all, yeah.
Imagine if you put K2SO in this, God, it'd be an absolute massacre.
Yeah. We then find them at Lawson's informer on the casino. That Rena Saul, I think is her name. So that's his like confidant, isn't it? So he wants to. They want to try and find a way, either off planet or just find a way to hide. That's who they go to. We get a bit of her story, like, you know, he says he wouldn't be alive without her, she wouldn't be alive without me, sort of thing. Something went down in their past.
She was a bounty hunter, I believe he mentions.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Sell them out, but the Empire is just one step behind. So
absolutely. However, you have skipped over what I would like to think is so I have a few very obsessive Star Wars focuses. Obviously we've had Droid Watch, we've had Empire Watch. Now, have we had this week's link to pod racing?
Oh yes,
we haven't, but now we have this. This week, the link to pod racing is the same alien species as Wan Sangage is there, which is the female type alien who I kind of almost feel like is the one that ratted them out because it focuses on her with a straw looking at them very suspiciously.
Yeah, I think it's implied that she probably does tip the Empire off, doesn't she? Yeah, she's got that plumage, hasn't she, and a beak. Never got an action figure, that pod race pilot.
I found out recently was meant to. So there is a Facebook group that I'm part of, and it's like called Unproduced Star Wars. I'm going to send you a link to it. And it's all about prototypes and things like that. But this guy has just got access to so many things, but loads of like production folders for the Hasbro and pitch things and all the packaging designs of things. It's amazing. He did one the other day of some of the lists of figures they were going to make for episode 1, like the ones they pitched. And they basically pitched every single pod racer pilot. And they basically only gave us, in the episode 1 line, Gascano and Oddy Mandrell. Don't get me wrong, 2 of the best.
Is that all you got for episode 1? Just 2?
Yeah. Well, if you don't include Sebulba that came with the pod racer.
Okay, Sebulba.
Because again, Sebulba didn't come on a single card at the time. For episode 1's initial line, it only came with the pod racer, and same with the Anakin in pod racer outfit. You only got him on his pod racer or the Tiger Electronics game. They did 2 Tiger Electronics game, one with Anakin with the Naboo pilot helmet, and one with the pod racer pilot. But also the Anakin pod racer pilot figure that came with the episode 1 line was constantly like this. He had bent arms. So
okay. I know the figure. Yeah. This is why we're friends, right? I like this. This is great.
I know.
Don't
I
know
mean,
what I'm
don't get
doing
me
in
wrong.
this, but that's amazing.
We did get some more after a while.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
you know, we're up to 11, I think, including Anakin and Sebulba. I think we're up to 11 pod races, so it can't be
you
too
can get some of the unmade characters from Asus Film Models have made customs of those figures, very highly detailed,
okay.
that you can go on. So if anyone does want their missing pod race pilots, they've done most of them. And Wan Sangage is one of those figures, and they look amazing. So Asus Film Model, ASIS Film Models, not a sponsor, but if they'd like to sponsor, I will take one of each of the pod race pilots. Thank you very much.
Oh, that was a great segue, Ryan. Well done. So yeah, we
Thank
get
you.
her species, I guess, in the casino, and we're assuming she's the one that rats them out to the Empire. So again, yeah, so they've run away. They're seeking refuge in the casino for now, and then the Empire's back on them again. So they run
Secret
away
bookcase.
again.
They basically
Yes.
do the Adam West Batman bookcase. Like it's all that's missing is the poles. Except they got a lift, which is way less cool. But I would have loved to have like the Adam West Batman poles, like
Yeah.
the way the bookcase moves. Can you imagine? It's like, we can't let the Empire know we're here, Robin. Quick, down to the Batcave, away. Like that would have been awesome to see them sliding down poles. But we get the very slow moving lift. Riley doesn't want to leave his dad. Understandable.
No. And this is where
So
they get split up then. This is where we see the kids go off in one direction and the grown-ups go off in another. How significant.
very
is
Spielberg. Very
that?
Spielberg.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Separate the kids.
Meanwhile, Spybot is spying, doing his thing. He's surveilling all that's going on. So I guess he tips Maul off as to the whereabouts. He does mention, he just say of the probe droid. He's not a fan of the trashy probe droid. I thought it's a nice little burn on the probe
Yeah,
droid.
he's a bit of a droid racist. The old,
He is, yeah.
he doesn't like the officer droids. Doesn't like that droid. It's a bit of a droid racist, that one. But yeah, it's a great little character though, because it's just those little bits of speech that he has, not loads, but just little bits that come out and they're clear enough to understand.
Yeah.
Rook obviously seems to be very much annoyed almost that Maul is not giving up on this pursuit. And the Mandalorians we saw, which I have made a note here, easy repaint for Hasbro, which is the Mandos that are all in black armor.
Yep.
Rook that they could do fairly easy, I would imagine. They could alter a Bo-Katan figure or something like that. I'm sure they could do an alteration. Yeah. So, but the Mandalorians seem less keen on what's going on than Maul's kin. So
I think we could see a split there. Like, you've got Knight Brothers, Mandos. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there is a bit of tension growing there, isn't there? So you wouldn't want to be against Maul though in this series, I don't think.
God no. Oh, we missed that bit as well from the earlier episode. Not Rats Tyrell. Keeping on the theme pod race parts. He had the option to leave and then decided to stay. We haven't seen him since, but it's quite nice though, because it means it's keeping his character in the series, which I like. So
yeah, he'll come up with the odd sort of one-liner, I think, won't he, throughout the next few episodes. So yeah, good to see a little bit of Vario. The chase then takes us back to the train station for the kids, at least. We board a sort of freight tube train with Marok.
I freaking love a train sequence, man. I think I've loved a train sequence since Shadows of the Empire, because I'm just finding a way to shoehorn all the things that are like my top hyper focuses, aren't I? Got pod race pilots, got droids, and now I'm talking about Shadows of the Empire. Shadows of the Empire had a great level where you had to basically make your way along several moving trains to get to the front of the train to make sure you went and sort out IGAA. And this is just a great train sequence, and you got to fight along the train that's moving at really high speeds, and then you got to jump to the next train. So I had like these images of like that when I was watching that, and it made me feel very happy inside. Because one, I love trains anyway, because to make myself the most stereotypical nerd, I like trains as well as Star Wars.
Who doesn't love a
But
train?
I will say though, just in the absolute out of character though, I am a world record holding gymnast. That is true. That is a factual statement. Guinness World Record for most volts in an hour with the Blue Falcon Gymnastic Display Team. So there you go. There you go. So just take that standard
What-
nerd stereotypes. But
what do you want in the
again,
medal?
yes, I like trains. Got one. Thanks.
I bloody hope so. Well,
Well, to be fair, you're you know, you play in a band and you like football, so breaking the mold.
takes all sorts. Yeah. Well, football and music. Oh my god, he's so out there.
Yes, Ord Mantell, that is the level. That is the level.
Ah, nice.
I haven't yet, Dean, but I've seen a
Oh,
lot of
you
buzz about it.
posted that. Yeah. I did see
I've-
your post today on that. There's a few of these films going around. Some
I'm
are
always a bit
better than
torn
others. Yeah.
because of I don't particularly like overly AI stuff, but I love Shadows of the Empire, so I feel like internally torn
It's a
here. I will
story that
probably
Lucas, yeah, it's a story that they're not gonna revisit or do again. So yeah, and it's not retelling the sequel trilogy or anything like that, like some upset fanboys get. Like, yeah, oh, I'll definitely give it a watch for sure.
maybe we
Hopefully
should do
at
a
some point
watch
this
party
year.
of it.
Yeah, well, it's the 30th anniversary this year, isn't it?
Okay, there
There
we
could
go.
be a
So
375 Alive special along the way for
you
Shadows.
heard it here first. Shadows of the Empire 375 Alive. We're going to be doing a special because we should do because I will want to talk about it forever. And I've got every bit of merchandise I think pretty much hands down that came out for it. And I'm gonna have to watch the film. I will have to watch the film because I just can't not because it's Shadows of the freaking Empire, man.
Nice.
But yeah,
Cool.
so back to the actual thing we're talking about, all the more things. The
All
train
the
sequence.
whole things. We're right at the end now. This is the final scene, more or less, isn't it? Or a penultimate scene. There is one last scene that we'll have to talk about. This is where my Rebels comparison comes in because we do see Marok's spinny blade come into play, and I have to admit I'd completely forgotten that Inquisitors even had the spinny blades until he did it. Because I just think that they're naff. I don't get it. I don't get how it works. I mean, obviously it's Star Wars, it's a space fantasy, so just go with it. But yeah, I didn't miss that from Rebels, and even I mean, I guess it was different in Obi-Wan when the Inquisitor uses it that one time. But yeah,
I'm torn with it because as an adult, it's kind of like you said, you kind of go, but the kid in me sits there and goes, cool, because it's the kind of thing I would have drawn. I would have made up. I remember making a lightsaber that was a trident when I was a kid.
okay.
So, like, I made a lightsaber trident. I tried to make like a cutlass type one using sellotape that I then colored in with felt tip pen because it made it sort of translucent, looking on an actual lightsaber that I'd bent. And that's the other thing. I made a samurai sword because the plastic in the Power of the Force 2 ones was really sort of pliable. So
right,
I bent it really slow, and I used my dad's grips to flatten it. So I made a actual like a samurai sword. So I get the desire to make different kinds of lightsabers because the kid in me did that. And I probably, if I had thought of it, definitely would have done spinning. I tried making lightsaber nunchucks because I also love Ninja Turtles. So basically,
yeah, I love my nunchucks back in the day, but yeah.
But yeah, as an adult, you sit there and you kind of go, it's the fact that they fly now with it. You know, they fly now.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad in Maul Shadow Lord. I just yeah.
In the
Yes,
in the words of Kelso, burn.
Another strike against the Black Series, but yeah.
375 alive.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad in Maul. It completely threw me back to those Rebels episodes, and Yeah, those two Inquisitors there. But yeah, so we see Devon and Marok going at it. He's after Maul. Maul appears, and then sides with Devon, and they take out Marok,
They
or at
fight
least
well
send
together.
him on his way. They do fight well together. Yeah.
I have a question for you and the audience. Is this the first double lightsaber fight?
Double lightsaber fight.
Because it's two double-ended
Well,
lightsabers
I've covered them up.
fighting, and I'm trying to think again because there is so much Star Wars now, and because I'm an adult, I have to also worry about things like eating and sleeping and paying bills. I can't quite picture in my head, not in comics or anything. I'm just talking purely in TV and film. Have we seen a double-bladed lightsaber versus another double-bladed lightsaber yet?
I can think of at least one in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So the Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor, and Reva would have both had double-bladed lightsabers when they were
Did they
fighting.
ignite both of them and fight with them though?
Sure they did. I'm sure they did. I'm trying to. They're behind these card backs at the minute. I'm sure the way I've got them set up is they're both. Yeah, they did. They're double-ended. I'm sure they are. Both of them.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. That would make sense. Potentially. But
Did
either way,
yeah,
it's a bloody cool fight sequence to
it was
see two
cool.
double-bladed lightsabers fight against each other.
I think anytime you see red on red as well, like
Mm,
yeah, it's instantly cool. Yeah. So once Marok is set on free on his way on whatever the main
sailing
part of that
away.
freight train is, Devon obviously turns to Maul with her lightsaber ignited, and Maul puts his away, and then the two of them have a little chat.
That great classic Star Wars shot of his face and the screen changes like that.
Oh yeah, the swipe, yeah.
Yeah.
But he parts with
Love.
saying, now you've seen the face of your true enemy. So
Yeah.
yeah, and she was already coming around to Maul at the start of this chapters 5 and 6. So yeah, she's definitely going to want to at least not choose Maul over her master, but definitely Maul shot himself when Vader rocked up as well. Oh yeah, actually he did. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, maybe. Well, this gets us on to the next scene, the last scene
Yes.
of the chapter.
Who's Marok talking to?
Yeah, Marok delivers an update to a mysterious hologram. Now,
Yeah, he
did you
says
see?
my lord.
Yes, my lord. Did you think there was like a hood on that?
I couldn't work
Like,
out if
don't
it
you
was
see like?
a hood or the bottom of a cloak.
Yeah. I mean, even if it is a hood, it could still be any character just wearing a hood, couldn't it?
Well, I wondered if it was there's three potential choices in my head. So, yeah, Jez, I think that is the most likely. My second one, which I think is less likely, is obviously the Emperor.
Yeah. I think
And the third one, just on a whim, because I don't quite understand the ranking system still in the Inquisitor, other than the Grand Inquisitor, is this Crow Jedi?
well, yeah.
Crow
So
Inquisitor, because we know he's in it, because that I do remember from the trailer, and the fact that you've got a figure on the way of that.
So the Crow is the 11th brother. Marok's the first brother, and
Oh,
the Inquisitor we see from Rebels and Obi-Wan is just the Grand Inquisitor. So I would imagine it's got to be either the Grand Inquisitor, but then I don't know. We see obviously we see the Crow in the trailer, so it could be him. But I can't imagine he calls him Master. I think, like Jez says, calling him my Lord would suggest Vader. But does that mean we're going to see Vader? Possibly not. It might just mean that we're going to get more dispatched. Well, okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I could see that nod. I could
Yeah,
see that link.
absolutely. Like the start of Rebels. Yeah, like yeah. Very very reminiscent of that. So yeah, it could be Vader, or it could be someone else that we don't know about.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. So that concludes these 2 episodes. What do you want to talk about? Like, quick summary of the 2 first, like what our thoughts are on the episodes.
Did you
Or-
have? Sorry, before we sum it up, did you have
Mhm.
one more 375 on your wish list from this?
Oh, I did.
Ooh.
It's the Maul droid.
Oh, what, the spy bot?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spybot / Sassy Frisbee is my other note.
Sassy Frisbee. Yeah.
I'm giving them Kenner names, so you know when I think of things. So
Sassy Frisbee.
yeah,
Okay. And it
Kenner.
would spell out, wouldn't it? Sassy.
It'd be like SA55Y dash FRI, yeah, whatever, 55B capital B dash or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. He would take up a full. He'd be his own figure in his own right, wouldn't he? He's droid Gollum. Yeah. Maybe there's a backstory there how he became Sassy Frisbee. Yeah, that's a good one. I thought we touched on him before, but maybe not.
I can't remember if I did or not, but I do have a
So-
backup. If not, I put Rook as a backup if I have already said the droid, because I haven't mentioned Rook yet as a figure.
I haven't mentioned Rook yet, and I'm waiting for Rook to do something for me to put her in my wish list. I'm not saying she hasn't done anything. I want to see her in action, more action than what we've seen, and yeah. So I did the only thing that I texted you, I think, about this show, was that I'm gonna cheat a little bit on this one because I didn't have a figure for this episode. So my wish list now will be a wave of figures plus. I want the ATAC. Give me that. I want a vehicle. Give us the
For
vehicle.
the low price of £100.
You wish it was
and
only
no
that.
figures.
I don't even. Yeah. Yeah. I think between us, we've got a fair few figures from the show, and there's not too many characters now. 6 episodes in, we've only had a couple of new ones released. The lieutenant officer nearly made my cut, Jez. Yeah, but without that, again, he'd be another easy one for Hasbro to do. It's just a head, isn't it? Like,
I was about to say, I think he's one of the most likely because of it just being a head swap.
but then again, going back to the Bad Batch, although we don't have the Bad Batch, the Imperials in that, I would have thought would have been quite easy to do, and there's some pretty decent Hemlock, the main ad in the last series. They still haven't made him, so I don't know. There's a growing list. Come on, Hasbro. I want an ATAC and I want my TK Trooper. No pressure.
Do you think the excuse me, sorry. Do you think the Maul merchandise, like figure wise, will be hindered slightly because of the Mandalorian and Grogu film coming out?
Hindered in that we have.
I've shocked Dave into silence with such a question.
I managed to unplug my microphone in all the excitement. Well, I haven't really seen any merchandise, have we? Like, what 3 TVC figures, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 Black Series figures, and I've seen a couple of pop vinyl. I haven't seen any other merch or advertisements for this show, although it's doing well on Disney Plus. I think it was the #1 show in week 1 anyway, or whatever that tells you. I don't know, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, you say the Mando movie, but like I haven't seen a whole lot for the Mando movie either. In terms of like figures on shelves and that, like I know brick and mortar stores they're not always there with a finger on the pulse, but you go into like Tesco or something and it's full of like Mario merch. Yeah, I don't know.
I do find that odd this time. I thought it would make sense to have more stuff. I mean, they've got the kid-friendly stuff, like the epic action type stuff. The new one they've got, which is now not even in scale with anything, and it's all like He-Man style almost. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But there's not a lot. Although I will pick up the Babu Frick alien, what they called the
Anzellans
ship. Yeah, the Anzellan ship, because that would work with vintage collection and for retro. So I will definitely be picking that up if I should ever actually see one.
I don't think it's available yet. I've looked online for that shit and I can't see it. I know Zeb has appeared in The Entertainer, so I think The Entertainer have got the action verse, is it? Whatever the kid line is. There is a wave arriving in the US. No, nothing Mando according to Yakfit. Oh.
See, that would make more
Okay.
sense. Because like I
So
said, this is what I was gonna my point was gonna be. I find it odd. I think it's a difficult one because I think like anything they release is gonna be a spoiler. Because I don't think we've seen a big part of the film. You know, I think they've been good with the trailer. I think it's a bit one of those things where the trailer probably only shows stuff that happens in the first like half of the film.
yeah, maybe. You say that
Personally,
there's been a lot of TV spots dropped this week.
as a
And clip, yeah. But yeah, I mean, like say, it still might just be from the first 15-20 minutes of the movie. But,
and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that supposed AI leaked image of the Jabba's son and one of the Dejaric monsters.
Oh yeah.
I'm not convinced that was completely AI. I think that's an actual thing that's coming.
I don't know about this. I don't know about any AI.
I showed you a picture quite a while ago, and you said, "Oh, I think it's a fake, sadly." And it's Jabba's son with that, and the Dejaric piece that's in like the the rock kind of
Yeah.
worm-looking guy, and it was a 2-pack, and I think the packaging and everything was potentially AI or like CGI or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think that is an actual thing that is going to drop
Okay. For the Black
because
Series.
Jabba sold so well. So I feel like it's a bit of a no-brainer, and I feel like it's going to be one of the main set pieces of the film. So there you go.
Well, we'll come back to that prediction for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the subject of 375, obviously we've done our picks.
Mm-hmm.
I also was going to pitch 2 4-packs. One of them was, as the mentioned, the Trooper pack, which we now agree will have 1 commander, 2 troops, 1 pilot for the TK pack.
Sounds good to me.
The TK Ultra pack. The other thing I thought would be interesting is that I'm going to say that there is going to be a Disney Parks Droid 4-pack.
Yeah.
And I think it will have 2 boots. I think it will have Sleazy Frisbee.
Yeah, good. Yep.
And then potentially we'll see what else comes in the series. But it could be a background droid. It could be anything great or small, because let's be honest, those Disney pack droids do a lot of background characters. But I think those 2, 2 boots and Sleazy Frisbee.
Probably get the protocol droid that's in episode 1. Yeah, the one that they
Yes.
about on the platter. Yeah. He'll probably I can see him being one because they've obviously got the sculpt. But yeah.
With the platter. So I think we're going to get a Disney Parks 4-packs. We do tend to get a droid 4-pack fairly regularly. The latest one has been the Disney Parks one with the 4 of the same in different color ones.
The little the tiny little ones. Yeah, they're out on May. Is it May the 4th? Maybe that they get released.
It's very soon.
Yeah.
You'll be setting an alarm for the pre-order.
Yeah.
But that's my call for the next 4-pack. There'll be a Mando and Grogu 4-pack, and there'll be a Maul Shadow Lords 4-pack from Disney Parks. Is my prediction.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be against it. Give us more droids.
I think you're right about the protocol droid. So I think we've covered 3 droids that would be in that pack.
Yeah.
But I think the 4th one, we've still got 4 episodes. Yeah, 4 episodes to go.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there could just be a generic astromech at some point in this show. I can't remember if we've seen an astromech yet, but
yes, there was a serving one in the casino.
In the casino. Oh well, there you go. That could be a 4. But maybe there's like you say, maybe there's another one along the way.
But yeah, so that's it.
Nice.
I think that about wraps up.
Well, we've been chatting for well over an hour, so I think we've covered quite a lot. And anyway, everyone in the chat, thank you for sticking with us, and hopefully you found this a lot more enjoyable than the previous week, and we haven't glitched out too much along the way.
We certainly did.
Ryan, have you got anything coming up on your channel over the next couple of weeks? Putting you on the spot.
No, I've been terrible at making
Subscribe
videos.
to Ryan Speaks
Yeah.
Geek for no new content, but there's a
No,
heck of a
I
back
have
catalog there.
started filming some shorts. I did one on my custom, which I've got to hand, and I'll be a nerd and show it here because it's literally right here. My custom Imperial Reloader droid from a retro collection Ned B figure. So I'll be starting to do some shorts featuring my custom figures that I've been doing, and I do intend to do a full-length video very soon. I haven't decided on what yet because I normally decide about 10 minutes before I start filming. Dave,
Well,
what have you got coming up?
in the meantime, we have got these 375 Alive live streams over the next 2 more weeks at least for Maul Shadow Lord. Maybe we'll do something in the run up to Mando and Grogu as well. I have got a room tour coming for May the 4th. Hopefully, if I get this room,
Oh, that's going to be a long video, mate. You've got a
well,
lot in that
I've
room.
got a lot of editing to do. Yeah,
I
these
haven't
card
even
backs
seen the
back
room
here-
for a while.
the card backs here are just placeholders. There's figures that need to be put in their place, and yeah, I will try and get a full room tour out for May the 4th, and you might see 1 or 2 shorter videos in the meantime. Just whatever seems topical. I don't tend to do TVC reviews because there's amazing YouTubers out there that do it far better than I do, but there will be TVC representation, and 375 is basically the name of the game when it comes to my channel as well. So yeah, that's what
So-
I've got coming up, Ryan.
So thank you for watching. Join us again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I have been Ryan Speaks Geek.
And I've been David the Dead.
And until then, keep 375 alive.